Hey guys, I'm Lee from Lee Likes Music, the place to share, explore, and learn about rock music from Bandcamp. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at Chon's newest album, which is called Homey. So that's coming up. So before we get into the album review, I just want to tell you a little bit about the background story of the band. So Chon consists mainly of Mario, Nathan, and Eric. Mario and Nathan are brothers, while Mario and Eric are friends. They started playing guitar together when they were about 13 years old, and they wanted to play in a band because they loved sushi, and they were like, hey, what's the best way of getting more sushi? We need some money, you know? What's the best way of getting money? Well, we do play guitar, so why not just create a successful band and get some money through that, and then we can eat more sushi. They wanted that sushi with that crispy fried thing in the middle, which is really good. And so they teach Nathan, Mario's brother, how to play the drums. They started this math rock, progressive rock band, which is, they create quite intricate music. They released Newborn Sun and Woohoo. Those are two EPs that they released back in 2013 and 14, I believe. Then later on, they released Grow, which was their first full-length album. And actually, the drummer from Animals as Leaders actually went on to provide some drums on that album for them, which is quite amazing. And I should also just mention that they have a lot in common with Animals as Leaders, Periphery, what other bands, I can't quite remember, but bands like these. During that same year, in 2015, they also headlined their first tour, which was amazing for the band. They had never done that before, and they actually sold out every single show, which was amazing for them. They had never expected that, so they celebrated by sleeping a lot. They didn't sleep a lot during that tour, so they got the time to sleep. They played some Super Mario Brothers, and of course, they invested a lot of money in that crispy sushi that they always wanted. At that point, they didn't really need the band because they had the money, they had the sushi. I think they binged a little bit too much on the sushi at a certain point, and they started going over to vegetables. I don't know what the thing with that is. Now that you've heard the story about the band, let's get into the album review. Just want to get it off my chest. I don't think that this album is that good. Some of the first words that come into my mind when I want to describe this whole album is fragmented and scattershot. There are a lot of nice harmonies, guitar harmonies, some challenging tracks here, but it feels like this album compared to Grow, their previous full-length album, it feels like they just wanted to shoehorn different passages together, things that really didn't fit together. Songs ended up becoming very, very intricate and very novel. There's a lot of things that just are overflowing and overwhelming you when you listen to this music. So you feel forced to either listen to this album in a very attentive mode or in a fully intuitive mode, and that is not a good thing. You should be able to just go in and out of those two listening modes whenever you want to and still get a great experience from listening to the album. Let's get into a few of the tracks here. So first track is called Sleepy Tea. It has this summery, nimble, and ever-changing melody to it. When I listened to this song for the first time, it immediately reminded me of Periphery, Synth, Animals as Leaders, bands like these. The only difference is that Mario and Eric, they don't use that much gain on their guitars, so they have much more of a cleaner, lighter, jazzier sound to their guitars. Again, they had some nice harmonies here and there, but I feel like this is an easily forgettable track nonetheless because it's moving. There's not much repetition in the song, so it kind of just blows through me after I've heard it. Track number 3, Berry Streets, is actually one of the tracks that started to grow a bit on me as I listened to the album more and more. This song has an electronic beat. It is more of a fusion between chill hop and math rock, I would say, and it's nice to see that Chon is doing this, that they're trying to push themselves into new genres and experimenting with their music. That is actually something I appreciate a lot. They collaborated with this guy or girl, I'm not sure who this artist is, but he or she is called Goyoma, I think, Goyoma. And there's a nice build-up of different hooks here. This song is definitely more conformed than many of the other songs, and I guess that is one of the reasons why I like this, because it was actually more repeatable. It was easier to familiarize yourself with this song. Another song that also goes deeper into experimentation is the 6th track, which is called nigh, I think. It's basically a rap track. They collaborate with these up-and-coming rappers Masigo and Lofile. I'm not sure how to pronounce these guys' names, but yeah, I actually like this. It's basically a rap hip-hop track, and then there's some solo guitar in between here and there, and it's a nice fusion. It's not directly a math rock track, but yeah, I really enjoyed this, to be honest, because it's more conformed, a bit of a drift off compared to what they're used to do and what they otherwise do on this album, but yeah, a nice add-on.
Can't nobody replicate this feeling. Got me feeling high near below. I just want
Waterslide, No Signal, and Checkpoint are songs that are centered more around math rock. It is more similar to the songs and the themes that they produced on their previous record, Grow. The only difference is that they really don't allow any space to invade what they're doing. They don't use that much space. It's more of like a continuous buffer, a continuous push of all these novel sounds, novel melodies. There is repetition here and there, but by the time you start to get familiarized with a passage, with a section of the song, it's already past you. So this is music that is very overwhelming, at least to me. Maybe I'm not smart enough to appreciate what these guys are doing here, I'm not sure. But I don't know, it just feels like it was very fragmented, and it didn't feel like these songs were wholesome in a way. Some of the songs that actually stood by me the most, the songs that I found to be the most captivating ones, were the 2 last songs, and that is actually really sad, because when you listen to this album, it's easy for someone who is not as patient as me, and I don't want to brag about that, I'm actually not that patient, to be honest, but for someone who's not that patient, who cannot listen to the full album, it would be hard to find the good tracks, you know, if I was in the same position, just less, if I didn't do this as a job, as a hobby, I wouldn't have had the patience to actually sit through the whole record, I think. But the 2 last tracks, Glitch and Wave Bounce, they're actually really good. I imagine Glitch, which is more of a chill hop song. Again, I think they have like 2 or 3 chill hop inspired songs on this album. I imagine immediately that there's some BMX biker doing some tricks in the desert or some place in a really awesome place, and there's this music in the background and it fits perfectly. I wish I was a BMX biker. Someone could film me and put this soundtrack in the background, because it would fit perfectly. Just a hint. Anyone? There's a lovely interplay between synth and guitar on Glitch. They collaborated with this guy called Rum. I actually tried to check out his profile on Spotify, but there was really nothing there. Wave Bounce, the last track, is actually quite a bouncy track, so I guess the name is quite good and fitting. It features these groovy melodies that are combined with some very dense math-inspired parts, and then Mario drops this really mind-boggling, nimble guitar solo that just transfers into this very calm and silent path in the song. It's a very dynamic song, to be honest, and there is some repetition here. It's actually possible to become familiarized with this song in quite a short while, which is something that I liked. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like songs that grow on me as well, but I've listened to this album so many times now that I don't think that many of these tracks are going to grow on me at the end of the day. There's also a sample of waves that are washing in on the shore or some beach at the end of the song, and I just... blah, blah, blah. It added a nice atmosphere. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I don't want to go too deep into this album. It was very scattershot. It didn't feel wholesome. It didn't feel cohesive. That was my number one problem with this. I also want to say that, you know, if you really want to have something that you can listen to in the background, or you want something that you just want to put your mind into, like focus completely on, then this is a great album, because if you just go back and forth between these modes, I mean, you're not gonna like this album. I'm sorry. Some positive highlights here and there, but mostly a mediocre album. I'm gonna give this one a 6 out of 10. Chon, totally forgot the name of the record. Homey. I would rather suggest you just go and check out Grow, because that is much more of a solid, cohesive record in my view. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like this review, if you like to share, explore, and learn more about rock music from Bandcamp, then I highly suggest you click the red subscribe button below. Also make sure you hit the bell icon beside the subscribe button, because in that way you'll always get notified when I upload new videos to this beautiful place right here. Hope to see you later. Stay tuned. Bye.